Assalamu alaikum and welcome to lecture number 12. In the previous lecture, we learned how to import libraries using the import key function. We use the math library for logarithmic and exponential functions. Today, we'll extend that knowledge and learn how to explore available functions using dir, also the trigonometric function using the math library, and how to select and use these functions like sine, cosine, tangent, etc. So let's start. Let me copy paste this material for you, which is available on the GitHub. So let's start with the import function. You understand import function is used to import the library. So the library we are going to do in this lecture is also the math library. So I import math, okay, and I just run it. So it imports the math library. Now to see what functions, names and variables are available in this library, we will use the dir. So you understand dir is the built-in function. So to use built-in function, we write its name and then pass on the required argument. So the required argument here is the math. Now we want to see this, so we will use another built-in function that is called the print function. Hopefully you understand how to use the built-in functions. If you have any confusion, you can see my lecture on the built-in function. So let's use it, and if I run it, we see different options available. For example, a sine h or a sine. A sine means inverse of sine, yeah, anti, right? Similarly, a sine h is inverse trigonometric transform of the hyperbolic function. Maybe you are aware with the hyperbolic or not, but it contains a lot of functions. Okay, so you can see here. Now let's use any of them. So to use sine function or cosine function, or in general trigonometric function, you understand we write the trigonometric function like sine of theta. So you understand that theta in general we have as units of degrees, but in case of Python math library, it uses radian, right? So you must know. Let me write here radian, right? So it uses radian. Now, if we have already the values in degree, then we need to convert it into radian. So let's see how we can convert it into radian before going to trigonometric values. Okay, so let me write, for example, we have angle equals to 30 degree. Okay, now to convert this 30-degree angle into radian, we will use the math library. So I just write the rad means radian. So rad is equal to math dot radians. Okay, and then I write the value angle, right? So hopefully you understand that here we are using the function inside the math library. So to access functions inside the math library, as I have written here, we use the dot notation. So here we'll use the dot radian. So dot radian is the function inside the math library. So I'll write math dot radian, and then I'll write its input argument because it converts the degrees into radians. So I'll write the angle here and it will convert into degrees. So if you want to see how many radians are there in 30 degrees, so to see that we write the print function. So I write print and then I say red. So print red, it will show the value of so 30 degrees. So if angle is 30 degree in radian, it will be 0.523. So hopefully you understand that before using trigonometric functions inside available in the math library, we need the angles to convert them into radians. So let's do few examples. So for example, I want to find sine theta, okay, value, right? Sine value, okay. Let me write sine value. So sine value is equal to math dot sine, and I want to find the what is the value of the 30 degrees. So because it takes in radians, so first I convert this 30 degree into radian, and then as I provide this radian to sine. So it will give me the sine of that, right? So anyone can tell me what value will be there, right? So for sine 30, we have in radians 0.523, and you understand that what will be the value of the sine of 30. So let me print here now, print, and I write sine value, right? So it will give me error because you see here the spelling of value is with capital V, whereas I have written here with small b. So just, okay, so sine value of 30 degree is roughly 0.5. Okay, so hopefully you understand. So again, let's repeat the same thing for the cos value, right? So let me copy paste here. Sorry, Control V. So instead of sine, I'll write the uh, cosine or cos value, and instead of sin, you can see easily here, where is cos. So you see cos here, so that will be cos, and hopefully you understand to access function inside the library. We write the library name followed by the dot and then the function name, and it will give me the value of this cos. So you see value of cos is 0.866. Similarly, can anyone tell me what will be the tangent value? Okay, so let's take another angle. So for example, angle 2 is equal to, for example, 45 degrees. Now I convert this into radian. So I write rad 2 is equal to math dot radians. Okay, and I write angle 2. So it will give me the value in the radians. Okay, so to see the value of 45 degree in radians, we write the print, and I read 2, it will give me the value in the, so it's 0.78. Okay, now what will be this value? Okay, yeah, or in simple words, we have 45 degree angle, so tangent of 45 will be how much? So we can directly print also, print, and I just write math dot 10, and I just write rad 2 because it deals in radians, so it's 0.999. So you understand tangent of 45 degree is basically 1, so it's roughly equal to 1. You understand tangent 45, we can write that sine of 45 or cos of 45. So sine of 45 is equal to cos of 45. Okay, so it results into 1. So I think we end lecture here, and to summarize, today we have learned how to explore math library using dir. So you understand dir is the built-in function of Python, and to use a built-in function, we write its name followed by the parentheses, and inside the parentheses we write it parameters or arguments. Then we understand in math library, we use the trigonometric functions, and trigonometric functions in math library expects radians as angle, right? Not the degrees. Okay, so that means to use math library for trigonometric function, you first need to convert the degrees into radians. So we use the rad function, right? So we use math.radians, and we provide inside this the angle in degree, and it will convert it into radians. Okay. Then we learn how to use trigonometric functions such as sine, cosine, and tangent, etc. Right? So now Before the end of lecture, I have some homework for you. Please practice it. And if you have any confusion, you can ask me in the comments. So write a Python program that performs the following task. First, it accepts an angle in degrees from the user. So you understand how to take the input from the user. So we use the input command, right? And because the input command deals with the characters, I mean the output of the input is basically in character format. So you need to convert it into either float or integer. So you use the int. That's a hint for you. Okay, then what? Convert the given angle into radians. So you have learned the how to convert the angle in degrees into radians, and using the converted radian value, calculate the sine of the angle, cosine of the angle, and tangent of the angle, and also print these. So we end the lecture here, and this code will be available to you on the GitHub. So that's all from my side, and see you in the next lecture.